That's pretty much what we're going to have to wait and see. Can Epsilon eSports break through once again? Or is Broder going to be able to find themselves on this map? A map to feel comfortable on, called Process, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go live, and we're going to see both of these teams going on to their first middle right here in the ESA game, or grand final of the TF2 Open Cup, #1, powered by Ozone. With both of these teams hitting the middle right now, James, what do you see?
I'm watching Jukebox, this is a sexy little rollout. He's eventually going to go in there. Actually got launched by one of Numlock's stickies and doesn't get much done. He's going to be a bit disappointed about that, but Gear's done down an exchange and Numlock gets isolated from his medic. Opts to go PC while his medic goes sewer, and he will go down. And I mean, I think traditionally Epsilon's middles on this aren't always that great, but we'll see how they perform here on Spire. I love their Spire play on Badlands, but right now they've managed to force out the Uber. Ramon is totally out of there anyway, and even Mike manages to escape. Broder just lacking that killing edge there to go for it and pick up those frags, but Zebasai tried to chase and didn't get much done. Actually, Numlock went down there. Sorry, missed that. Zeba onto Numlock, that's huge. But now the counter Uber comes in from Epsilon minutes, days, years later after Broder had popped theirs off, and doesn't actually get much done. They might get the Spire back, but really if Rib reloads he can walk forward and do lots of damage on here. He's not going to though. This is what I'm talking about. People get the fear against Epsilon. Like, you know how Numlock plays Spire in Badlands, just walks forward and does damage as his other players are distracting you.
And look what Epsilon is doing right now, James. Like, in honesty, take a look. They just walk in, and now finally Broder putting a stance saying, no, okay, right here, not anymore further. We're not going to give you more space for free. We have to Uber, and we're going to try and break through this one. 4 versus 4, ladies and gentlemen. Both Devil men are down, and now suddenly it's a 3 versus 3. There's an Uber ready, and I'm sure this Spire is going to be able to get capped off for free. Is there something in the back, though?
Shocky is just dancing around there, trying to buy time. Maybe he thought Mike was going to come and help him, but it didn't happen. They're waiting for Numlock. Numlock peeks out, sees 3 players there and decides not to go for it. He maybe could have got the foresight there, but opts not to. He's going to sit back and allow Broder to push. They're going to hope for a Broder wipe here. They want them to push. They want them to push and feel so hard that it just is incredibly easy to walk out to Spire and cap. But Jukebox is sniping. He's been spotted by this first sentry. That's Bash on Scout, who goes down to Zebo's rocket. And Ramon milks that Uber like a boss. This guy must work on a farm. I'm getting into sea bear territory with his milking analogies. He did manage to hold that one for a long time. They will clean up Zebasai behind. He gets separated, and now Epsilon with a man advantage and no threat of Uber are probably going to push off this. This is what I'm expecting.
Standard Epsilon, ladies and gentlemen, as they make their way in, and obviously, like the medic combo, usually the medic and Mike, they wait a little bit longer. They let everyone else make the plays, and Gear with the shot onto Jukebox, unbelievably important. This was what Zaibatsu didn't do. This is what they couldn't do. They had no real enough pressure on the Jukebox. And here we can see the sole purpose of Gear's jump right there was to take Jukebox out of the equation. He managed to make that happen. And you can see how Epsilon eSports, they're shifting it forwards. They're going to try and capture this middle point.
Yeah, great poise and control from Epsilon. They've just hit that 100%. Mirlan's about to get his momentarily, but Zebo's down already. 20 seconds in that spawn queue. Mirlan does pop off. They don't control the high ground at the minute. There's actually Mike up there, although he is weak. And even if Broder continue this, they will soon be engulfed by red players. Mirlan tries to make an escape for the sewer, goes down to Gear's rocket. Now Rib, Tumpa and Bibsy are all super weak here. Rib's going to hold the sewer. No, he's going to jump out, and I think that's the wise move. If they have a demo man here, they can buy time, they can hold on, but already Epsilon are moving in, getting that good position. There's a sniper. Sniper's been called. Who will jump in to deny here? Numlock is walking forward, placing stickies down. There's a scout flanking through on the lobby. Actually, Shocky switches up, goes back to Spire. They're just happy to take Spire here. They know they still have that Uber advantage whatever happens. They can get this one for free.
Heavy hold. We've seen this before, haven't we? And I think this is the great thing, ladies and gentlemen, about a tournament that takes all evening. You start to see patterns, and you start to see what these teams exactly do. Usually these teams figure it out by watching a buttload of Source TV demos. But if you watch a lot of casts during this evening, I'm learning, and Marble's learning, we're starting to figure out these patterns. And Broder, when they have an Uber disadvantage, the double sniper heavy hold on the top side, that is how they like to play Process.
Uber comes in, they're going to lead with 2 soldiers, but Numlock gets sniped. Jukebox with 2 straight onto Shocky, gets a second dome, and Epsilon will manage to escape. Ramon avoids those sniper shots. I think they pretty much switched immediately up to Scout, ready for the push out here. Mirlan is on equal Ubers with Ramon right now, but Mike is going huge up top, 2 shotgun kills. and tries to escape, but Bibsy with the heavy weapons guy will not let him out, and the fact that he's staying on heavy means that they're probably not going to push right now. It's going to be interesting to see what they're trying to achieve here. Do they want Epsilon to push and wipe? That's maybe not going to happen. You might have to actually make a play at some point. The spawns come in, Mike is still down. Will they start to move forward towards the lobby, or will they just sit back super defensive? Looks like they're going to switch it up and get those snipers out again.
Yep, that's kind of, we've seen it multiple times. It's their pattern, and that's what they like doing. That's what they've had most success with. And obviously Cookie immediately with the shot onto gear. I think Epsilon is realizing, okay, if we push hard in right now, we're not going to be able to deal with those snipers. We need to come up with something. And my question is, what are they going to do? Jukebox switching that one up. He's going to stay on Soldier for the time being. Maybe Broder's going to fancy some pressure.
Yeah, they're just trying to control the lobby here, allow Tumpa to get some shots off. I mean, that picking gear like that, it's sort of a false economy. If you think you've got a man advantage, we should push really quickly. That's what Epsilon want you to do. They want you to rush in and make a bad decision. Tumpa gets bashed there. The Ubers do come in, and this is a man advantage situation for Broder. A headshot goes off there as well, so there's a lot of low health. Merlin's trying to encourage Zebasai to push, but Numlock is always there. He's got the stickies down to cover the retreat. And really, Broder showing good control here as well, good composure. They're not giving away any cheap frags. They're just trying to do this slowly but surely, try and get those important picks onto Epsilon, but this is a tough nut to crack, Pledge.
Oh, in honesty, if they would have pushed through the top right-hand side, Epsilon would have killed them completely. So the composure right there to not do anything and say, okay, you know what, Numlock is sitting right there. If we push through, we're going to die to all the area effect spam. So let's sit all the way back, take it easy, get our snipers back out, and hold on for the time being. Because getting Epsilon out of their rhythm, at least for the time being, is a little bit of a win in itself.
I'd like to bring that heavy up. You know, got a heavy there in close quarters, you start doing a lot of damage. They shouldn't be scared to hold forward. Like if they want to use this sniper play, they're just going to sit back and allow Epsilon to try and crack them again. But Epsilon know what their plan is. They can always get their medic out or get their demo man out. Again, they send 2 soldiers in, but they haven't really got much damage. Now they're trying to make a play for the point as the counter Uber comes in, but I jinxed them. They didn't position themselves well, and they do get punished. Remon has gone down. Numlock survives, though. Probably wasn't part of the plan, but
4
Numlock
HP. Oh my god, Marilyn was 4 HP against the bomb from Gear. I think if that guy would have died right there, people would have really been hurting there from Broder. Marilyn, at the time, the Lavia medic is going to stay completely fine. And Epsilon, it took them 3 tries, and then they still failed. So Broder's going to be able to pick this Spire up, and even with the slight Uber advantage that they have, they are going to be looking to sort of push forward more so than holding backwards this time around.
Oh, Zebo goes down on entry. Ties to the sticky trap of Numlock, and that will force them back. Epsilon might just push off this, you know. They know Zebo's the caller. He's the guy that protects Merlin. Suddenly, Jukebox is maybe tied to Merlin a little bit more, or Rib has to be. And you see Juke is getting focused down immediately. As soon as Epsilon see the most forward player, Broder, they all shoot at him. They're all trying to get him. And nobody's playing the flank at all. They're all just trying to get that one pick, that one entry frag, so they can get in here and work their Epsilon magic. Merlin on half HP is going to survive a little bit of spam. He's got that charge, but he knows it's not really a significant advantage. It's going to be equal right now as
it's so
Raymond hits
unbelievably clever, James. Like, they pushed forward, and as soon as they had 80, their call was, they have it now, back off. And they backed as soon as they had 80%. Then when they went 100, they started moving forwards again, which is basically what we see them do now. Numla gets the first frag there onto Tompa with the double Uber exchange. And this is the exchange we saw Zaibatsu doing against Broder, actually. This time around, though, Zebasai not going to be able to take over the role from Ibs. But with the kills coming down and Numlock's under a lot of pressure, looks like Broder might be able to hold on, maybe even crack the Epsilon nut.
Couldn't land enough damage onto Numlock there. He did manage to survive somehow. He switched it around to Choke. Now the soldiers of Epsilon are in without his help. Gear going down, Mike escapes into the sewer. Shocky has just respawned, though. He's going to stay scout. And they're just going to keep engaging in these battles and see who comes out on top. It's saying, wow, Numlock goes down, Zebo comes in from sewer undetected, but Mike with a brace there, picking up Zebo and Bibsy. Shocky is going to get Jukebox as well, and this could go either way. Spawn just come in for Epsilon there, but it is still 3-on-3, 2-on-3 right now as Broder Rib is forced to reload. Merlin gets the Uber off. Is that a saw? I believe so.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was actually. Just barely. Just barely. He's under a lot of pressure once again, though. Merlin gets shot once, gets shot twice, gets shot 3 times right now. Is the German super combo by Guren Bash is going to be able to get the double kills. As Merlin drops to that floor. Raymond right now with a massive Uber advantage here. And Jukebox, it's gonna come down to him once again, and he gets the pick! Exactly the pick he needs. It's not a medic, but taking Numlocked out of the equation is a massive victory for them, at least for the time being. It's gonna force them to just put a little bit of a gap between the soldiers, between the medics and everything like that. But with Mike, with just godlike shots, there's really no other word of saying it. Now the Uber Force gets popped off, but really Epsilon not using the Uber pretty much the way they would have liked to. Yes, Rip goes down. Yes, they get a lot of pressure, but they only cap the Spire with it, and I can assure you, Raymond would have wanted to milk that a little bit longer.
Yeah, he had to pop off to save his soldiers. That was a really nice sync bomb there from the soldiers onto Jukebox to really target him down well, and that allowed Raymond to come forward with that charge. Eventually forced off, but well played by the soldiers again, just to contain Broder and allow the scouts to cap. Nothing happened on the flanks there. There was no attempt at block by Broder. And we're sitting back here with Broder again with the opportunity to push out against Epsilon, who just love to see teams try and do this. Numlock with the pre-fire pipes down that stairway. He's got stickies up top. I think already they've taken a little bit of damage. Zebasai lost his buff and they're going to go back to last and just contain themselves. Try and pray for a successful hold or a field push from Epsilon here.
11 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. That's how long this round has taken, and that in itself for Broder must be feeling good. Obviously, this is not the way they like to play, but this is the way they're successful in playing against Epsilon at the moment. Slow the game down, at least for a little bit, and work with their snipers, work with their position, and make sure that the Epsilon strain stops going forwards, at least for a little bit. As right now, with 12 minutes down already, the score is still 0-0, but Broder, they're starting to become a little bit impatient here. They want to try and make some sort of play happen, but Epsilon really is not going to let that happen to them.
Yeah, and we see Bash did switch up to Sniper there. I wondered, was he suiciding when he was scouting out for what exactly Broder were doing? Look at Bash, he's going to work down here, try and get revenge onto the Sniper bottom left. That is Jukebox.
He sees him
on his perspective.
He misses him.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was
close. And the spam
close.
from the soldier at the same time. Nice play from Epsilon.
Save Epsilon right now with Bash switching over to that right hand side. Sees the other sniper. This is the thing about the double sniper. They cover every entrance. You can walk through whatever you want, but they're going to be there, right there waiting for you. As, what is it? Brian Adams?
Spy from Cookie as well here. He switched it up from Sniper to Spy. He realizes Epsilon are playing their game. They're just going to sit back.
Oh my god! That was a completely masked headshot there onto Cookie. He was disguised as a friendly sniper whilst getting taken down. And now Broder's going to try and have to hold on to their toes at the moment. They're going to try and push out. The shot from Jukebox hits onto Bash. I cannot believe Jukebox at the moment. He's already got like 5 or 6 headshots in onto this map one. And we can see Epsilon, yes, they're not looking too bad, but in all honesty, they thought they would have been in better shape. They're going to back the hell out of this one. And once again, just hold firmly at Jukebox. It's just an absolute monster, ladies and gentlemen.
Jukebox is going aggressive here. He's playing Roman Sniper straight onto balcony. His next shot doesn't land, but nobody chases him. They think it's a trap. He's going to manage to survive into lobby here. Numlocked sees the action from Broder. He's going to put up a lot of damage there, but he's got his medic sort of separated. Zebo tried to come in.
Bash is spy on last. He's on the heavy at the moment. Let's see, what is he going to do? Is he going to fight Broder or is he going to walk to last? It looks like he's going to fight Broder at the time being. And it looks like, is he going to take down that scout? That would have been all right pick, Mr. Bash. Bash, you're really not that good of a spy, bro. I apologize. We saw the play during Battlelands, and we see the play now. He misses a couple of simple
went down. When did Raymond go down?
I did not actually end up seeing that. That was my mistake for actually not capping that. But Marilyn does right now have the massive Uber advantage. What is Broder going to end up doing in that regard? They know they have an advantage. They know they have something to work with. How are they going to push out against the crit streak from Ramon?
And they know there's a spy as well. That stuff, the spy is juked in behind him. He's going to go last and try and... Oh, he sees Rib actually might get the pick. Oh, the Rib hears something, looks round, but it's too late. The knife is already in between his shoulder blades. Now it's a revolver spy against a minigun heavy. He's been spotted. They see him in the damage of that rocket. In comes Gear as well, trying to follow up and do a little work with Bash there, his German brother, but it does not happen.
100% crit streak at the moment onto Raymond. See if he's going to be able to break through together with the rest of his players. Right now, it looks like they're going to do a soldier suicide from the top left, and then from the far left side, the crit streak. I like that plan. Can they get the damage done? No, they cannot! As the counter comes in, Jukebox hitting the shots he needs to hit. And I cannot believe how much shots Numlock has already taken to his head. And Jukebox, time after time after time again, manages to pick off the players exactly when he needs to.
Yeah, I mean, that shot, bottom right, it's sort of an easy one to do because the doorway is so small, the range of movement your victim is going to have. But Epsilon keep going that way, they must feel that it's got the best cover or something, but didn't work out for them that time. Shocky, Gear are both down, and Broder just go for it, man. They are going to send players in here. They're not just going to cap the Spire, they're going to absolutely crush Epsilon and make sure that they cannot block. Numlock is thinking of jumping in though, he places a sticky down, he's thinking about jumping, no, he's going to go back. And it's a big Uber here for Maryland. Raymond just respawns, and Broder just going to take it slow, man. They're not going to rush into this. They know they've got like 40 seconds here at least.
Yeah, they got a very big window of Uber advantage here, but in honesty, again, you cannot let Epsilon get back into the groove of things. And Broder really is going to have to fight the man-to-man right here, which is exactly what they're going to do. Epsilon dropping back out into the corner. The spam is going to come down. And it looks like Broder's milking this Uber. Milking. Jukebox has already gone down, and now the Uber charge gets popped off. It's a 2-for-1 at the moment, and Shocky is behind enemy lines. That is a scary thing to happen to Broder.
Yeah, that's a little bit excessive from Broder. They basically gotten the point for free, but Jukebox decided to bomb in. Zebo felt he had to follow him. Now they might even cap on to 3 here. They've already got that back cap started by Epsilon. Maryland surf side.
No, you don't got it. Yes, he does. Oh my God, Shocky barely caps that one off. He takes down absolutely everyone. Scout of the season, ladies and gentlemen, I think is for a reason. I think the guy has won it so many times already. He's gonna get an extra poster above his bed or something like that. As Mr. Shocky himself caps the back cap, gets 3, gets the medic involved as well, and gives his team the advantage that they need in order to maybe get the first round. But they're gonna have to break the double sniper heavy once again. Can only assume that's gonna happen any second now.
Yeah, Broder have no one to blame but themselves for that. Like, they've shown such composure and last to be able to push out that far to middle. Then once they get to middle, they're just like, yeah, let's jump in. And really, all they need to do was walk forward and cap the point and allow Epsilon to get them frags. But they tried to chase them down, and now they're back at last here, wondering what exactly went wrong. Epsilon about to get that Uber charge. If they pushed on the button here, they could have a, use the advantage. Now they're going to start moving forward. Maryland's probably going to get it in time. Cookie's on Spy again. Will he get headshot by Bash? No, he's playing Scout.
No, he was spying just to see if it was crits or a regular Uber charge. They had no call on it. Now switching back to Scout, immediately gets taken down. The Uber charge comes out, and obviously with both Uber charges coming out here, it looks like the Heavy's going to do a lot of work again. Gear and Numlock both going down. Raymond now going down, and that is a window that Broder was looking for. A medic going down. Maryland drops to the floor as Mike again comes from that top-hand side, takes down 2, and Shocky's going to try and reign supreme across this last-hand point, but against a 300 HP Heavy, that is not going to work, and especially with the rib backup right there. Looks like both medics have died. Raymond, are you going to go and pick up the crit streak? I can only assume that you are. Yes, he does.
Yeah, and Duke Spy again to watch for that. Duke on Spy, maybe to check for that, or maybe to just go and make some play here. But hopefully they will have spotted that crit streak. We're going to see Cookie sniping again, but Bash is also going to be using that scope. The close hold here from Broder is interesting, but Bash is going to find the head of his fellow sniper, puts a bullet into his lovely hat, and now he's going to keep pushing on right side. Bash playing the aggressive sniper role here.
Jukebox is on the soldiers at the moment, right behind the Epsilon team. He's coming in. Numlock is down. And right there, the pick from Jukebox is coming in. Is it going to be enough, though? Everyone from Epsilon swarming the point. Can they cap this one off? Crits. It looks like maybe they can cap it. Gear, just get to the point. Gear, dude. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The 1-0 gets put on the board. The Spy doesn't matter, as the crit streak pretty much remains supreme. 1-0 at the moment onto the board. That was one of the longest rounds, probably the longest round we've seen in the entire tournament today. Very well played to Epsilon for picking that one up in the end.
Slightly faster, Numlock lands a bit of damage on him. Both demos picking up those kits. And now Numlock goes to hide behind that blue crate because he is tagged up. This might cause Epsilon to drop out. Both soldiers jump in and focus down Numlock. And then a nice direct there from Zebo, I think. Oh, I'm going to swallow my own tongue here, please, but it looks good for Broder. They're not going to chase too many frags here as they have in the past. They're happy to cap and then move forward. Jukebox may spawn Sniper. He's going to stay Soldier, actually. Numlocked has respawned, and Epsilon will most definitely contest this Spire. Just watching Tumpa trying to scout out the enemy position. He wants to see what they're doing, because already Broder are pushing through from that PC room. Great cover offered there. The Ubers are traded. But a lot of flashes there, I think, from Merlin. Zebasai unable to be saved. He's going to get sniped by Bash as well. Wow.
Gear was actually, no, not Gear. Rib was actually very, very weak, so the flash had to go over to him, at least for a little bit of time. And now Epsilon running that sniper rifle as well up to Bash. Let's see if he can manage to put a dent into the play of Broder. Epsilon again, you know, you've seen this. We've seen this time and time and time again. You lose a middle, but as soon as you give them a one-player advantage, the train just goes on and they don't stop rolling forwards. We're probably going to be sitting on the Broder last here in a couple of seconds once again.
Yeah, this might be the floodgates opening. Bash going to run Sniper for the remaining points here as they move towards last. We will see Jukebox on Sniper, Bibbin on Heavy. Cookie going to stay Scout for now, but it's more or less equal Ubers. In fact, a little bit of an advantage for Merlin. Zeb was thinking he could go for something here. He could have got him on there if he was some sort of savant and knew he didn't have his charge yet, but Ubers are traded. They're going to back out and hold last again. Now Ubers not really in the equation.
Now you can see Broder trying to hold on as much as possible. They were pushing out a little bit early. Jukebox not hitting the shot. Jukebox and Bash will meet each other once again in just a little bit. But for the time being, we're going to go into a stalemate situation once again. Now, I have a little bit of a score update for you guys. Obviously, we've been running this cup all day long, so I'm really forced to tell you guys that Zaibatsu has managed to pick up third place. Can you imagine the score, James?
5-0, 5-0.
5-0-4-0, because it was Viaduct second map. So it was 5-0-4-0 against Solar, ladies and gentlemen. So Zaibatsu picks up number 3, and we see Broder trying to make a play here to go towards number 1. But Numblocks really getting the 2 picks down, and now with a slight window of Uber here, 10 seconds onto the spawn of Zebasai top, but they're going to try and break through and win this round.
Mike makes his way up top again, trying to engineer some more big plays. Does a lot of damage onto Juke, who will make it back into spawn, but look at the Epsilon players controlling that high ground. Both soldiers getting up there and then just destroying Broder. I don't want to call it too soon, but I'm not seeing Zebasai clutching this one. Maybe! No! Bash is going to pistol him down and cap the point. Well played, Epsilon. Unlucky, Broder. That was close.
It's very, very close as Numlocked and the rest of his team from Epsilon eSports so far 2-0 lead. Haven't lost a single round versus Broder yet so far, ladies and gentlemen. 5-0 on Badlands after a super quick 4-0 and now 2-0 here in this first half of process, ladies and gentlemen. Epsilon so far looking really good. They're struggling with Broder at the moment, but in all honesty, they're in full control all the time. Third middle now going live. Can Epsilon finally pick up a middle, or is Broder really going to rule supreme once again? It looks like it.
Shocky with an interesting play there, goes straight in, jumps over the heads of the Broder players all on the right side. Distracted them for a while, but the damage didn't come in quick enough, I feel, from Epsilon. They eventually sent soldiers up there, but they were a little unsuccessful, not hitting their shots. Numlock is the last man alive, but Zebo will hop up there with one more rocket and send Seb into the spawn queue. He's going to have a long spawn here, at least 10 seconds more than Bash, so that should guarantee Broder to cap this point, but at the minute, it's just Zebasai. They might get baited into something, but I think Numlock is saying no, back out. Even though it's just ×1 on the point, they're happy to hold last here. They're 2-0 up. They just want to remain in control.
Yep, 6.5 minutes left on the clock, and really Broder is going to have to sort of pick up this round. If it becomes 3-0, the time runs out for this half. It stays 2-0. Are they... Oh my god, is Epsilon really just doing to them what Broder has been doing to them? For time after time after time, it looks like Broder cannot break it either. Epsilon eSports, look at that massacre as everyone from Broder drops, and there's blue blood all over the floor.
Numlock says thanks for the hold on chat. A new strategy for the Numlock playbook. He's like, yeah, this is a good one. Great lads, great.
In all honesty, like, it's been working for Broder so long. Epsilon might have figured, you know what, we can try this. We have snipers that are not too bad, so let's just try. They've been doing perfectly fine so far to help that one off, and now with a massive advantage here. 100 versus 20%. Numlocked is going to decide to jump on towards his left-hand side, initiate the pressure here for Epsilon.
Yeah, maybe these are the sort of plays, matches that really help map makers decide what function or what features are slightly broken, like the heavy on the ring and gully wash, stuff like that. Now we've seen the sniper standing in the spawn doors of process. Maybe that might encourage, what do you call the guy that makes this map? His name eludes me, I apologise. Maybe he'll look at these demos and say, maybe I need to change something here. But anyway, Broder are getting forced back from 3. And the scouts of Epsilon streaming forward, doing a lot of damage, getting flashed with the Uber just in time. Shocky goes down, but 3 players down right now for Broder. Epsilon will definitely push forward. Oh, Mirlan goes down, 94! 95%, didn't get it in time. Played heartbreaking stuff for the man from Latvia.
So a good round is being called, or a good half basically is being called. 3-0 is going to be the scoreline. Pretty much the exact same thing which we saw on Badlands, but in honesty it took a little bit longer. Instead of 6 minutes, it took them 25 minutes in total. Now we're going to switch sides, ladies and gentlemen, and let's see if Broder can break them. So far, very clearly said, 3 middles have been won by Broder, 3 rounds have been lost by Broder. This is what Epsilon did against Revolution and Metagame earlier in the ETF12 season. You said a little bit early on, I think, James, you mentioned it. If I recall, historically, Epsilon's not very good at this map on middles. That is completely true. But they managed to just beat people on second and last points all the time.
Yeah, man. Just to clarify, that's Scorpio Uprising is the name I was thinking of. Shout out to Sunny Black who messaged me. Also, massive thanks to Camfo and Sunny Black. I'm not even sure if we've bigged them up yet, but they have been adminning this tournament, and massive credit to them as well. Thank you guys.
Yeah, well played to them, obviously, as we can call GG well played to everyone who's been playing in this tournament. At the very, very end, we might only have 1 half left, ladies and gentlemen. And after that, it's going to be done for today. We're going to know our ESA champions, but in all honesty, Broder, I don't think they're completely out of this one yet. That first round took forever. If they keep on winning middles and they perfect the little bit that they have to do afterwards, they might actually be okay. We'll have to wait and see. The first things first though, as soon as Epsilon starts winning middles, that's when this game is over. Broder needs to keep on winning every single middle in order to even have a chance.
I think they just need to slow things down a little bit. At times when they're pushing, you see how slow Epsilon take pushes. Not all the time. Obviously they've got different gears. Oh, Rib has just sort of failed this roll out there as we go off to this middle. He's opting to switch up to the right side then. Massive bomb in from Gear. He was looking to catch Rib off guard. He steals the med pack and drifts into the red PC room, but he will be a threat. He will be in the minds of these Broder players, who might be ways to get out now as Jukebox jumps in and just gets destroyed by scouts. Everybody's still looking for Gear. They can't really decide which target to shoot. Tumpa goes in and takes Gear down as he reloads, and in the process Rib gets taken out. One less scout there to defend him, so Gear really sort of dragging Broder apart and allowing everyone else from Epsilon to just focus down those remaining Broder players. They're going to hold close here. Zeba wants to go in with the full charge. Raymond will pop off onto Mike, so that's going to be a good exchange for them. Mike's going to have a few seconds here to chase down Mirlan or Zebo, whoever he wants. Lands a nice air shot onto Zebo just to show him who's boss, but he will go in on that 300 HP. He's going to get a lot of help here from Shocky, who comes in to make sure that everybody else from Broder is just going to show Mike respect and back out. It's bomb in though from Zebo, who gets air shot again. Not happy with getting air shot once. It goes in to get air shot once more. Pledge.
I can't believe that. The play from Mike is just absolutely absurd. That guy, he has aim from just another world, let's be completely honest. Say it time after time. Every time we see Epsilon plays, he gets the shots. And the 4-0 on the board is mainly due to his shots, at least at that moment in time, as Epsilon is going to be able to get that lead once again. The second half not going well for Broder. They lost the middle. And obviously that is really not the way you want to play it. They need to make it happen, and they need to make it happen now, or Epsilon eSports, just like against Crack Clan last Thursday, is going to get a complete and utter
Gear onto Rib, gets his man, hits that rollout perfectly. Wow, well played by Gear. And in comes Zebo. He's going to land onto that Epsilon med pack, but both teams 2 men down a piece. The help is good for everybody. They're going to continue the fight. Mike controls the high ground. He doesn't see a scout flanking him. It's Tumpa doing a lot of damage onto Mike. He managed to hide into a little tiny nook on the point there. He's survived on 3 HP. Will get heals here from Raymond, but they've lost control of the high ground. The fight is happening on the floor though. Mike picks up 2, both scouts down to 2 rockets from Mike. Mike going huge here on middle. Might just be able to survive this, having been on 3 HP earlier. Oh, Ribs trying to keep him contained. Zebasai comes back having picked up a med pack, goes for the Epsilon med pack, but meets Gear, will trade with him. And now Rib is forced to back off onto PC. What a crazy middle. Mike going huge there again.
He's just... Every single one of the Epsilon players is able to step it up when they need. Shocky with the massive plays today. Numlocked with stickies that I haven't even seen him do. Raymond, in all honesty, let's be fair, the guy has been playing absolutely splendidly. And obviously with everyone else still there, able to help them out. It's just an unbelievably good lineup that Epsilon eSports is fielding. And are they going to be able to completely wipe Broder off the map the same way they did to Crack Clan? AKA Zaibatsu on Thursday. It's really looking like it. And I hate to say it, but Epsilon eSports is looking for a clean sweep victory with only dropping points to Solar, ladies and gentlemen, in the semi-finals.
I think Epsilon are going to continue this. They want to make sure they use this 2-1 advantage. Debo and Tump are still down. They're just trying to get one pick here. They've got Jukebox isolated. Ramon gets slightly knocked forward, will go down, but only Rib remains alive. Tumpa and Zebo spawn. They're getting time on the point. Tumpa has to block it. There's a scout on the flank though. That's Bash. He will not be able to do much there as Tumpa immediately finds him one of his homing meat shots. He's eventually gets him. Sorry, I thought he was dead already. Too many bodies lying around here, Pledge.
Yeah, I love the term homing meat shots. I'm going to keep that one in mind. I think it's pretty damn fantastic. As we see Broder, they're realizing we cannot just let them keep pushing onto our last. We're going to have to try and make up play happen. Here comes the bomb, and Maryland, yes, there we go. The shot from Gear comes out. The fantastic bomb with the double rockets from the side juggles him up in the air, and it wasn't really a wall shot, it was perfectly a body shot on his face. And as the shot comes down right now, Epsilon and everyone that is blue basically is going to try and close this game out, ladies and gentlemen. Are we going to see Epsilon to be the massive ESA champions, ladies and gentlemen? It certainly looks like it. The GGs are getting called out, and Epsilon eSports, whilst only losing 3 rounds in the entire tournament, is going to be able to pick up here the grand final in the ESA Team Fortress 2 #1 Cup. They are the champions, ladies and gentlemen, with their substitute medic Raymond. Big shout out to him for stepping it up and playing an absolutely fantastic game. And Epsilon eSports, let's be completely honest, they're looking a little bit too good for everything that is Europe right now, James.
Oh, that was an emphatic last round there. That double soldier bomb is something I haven't seen for a while, but I have vivid memories of losing to Epsilon on that point in a similar fashion, with like everybody just jumping in your face when you least expect it. They caught Maryland off guard there. It was a tall order for them to come back from that, but it was still possible until that moment that Maryland died, and then they just got rolled right the way back to last. Just Epsilon claiming victory there in style. Big plays from their soldiers.
Big shout out to ESA and to Ozone for sponsoring this tournament. Epsilon eSports is going to be your champions, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have an interview with Numlocked and with Zebasai, who are both making their way here towards the Mumble server, which we are at. And obviously, after that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close out for the evening. We hope you guys enjoy it. If you're leaving already, guys, don't forget, follow everything on Twitter. ESA, at DESA, you can find them. Ozone Gaming, please let them know how much you love the fact that they sponsor Team Fortress 2. And obviously, big shout out to all the fans out there who've been with us pretty much the entire day, for watching all of these games, for being and staying here, and for making my life at least a little bit easier. I've casted for 10 hours. I'm exhausted. I'm looking for a good night's rest. But first, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some interviews. So obviously, stay tuned. We're going to have a quick break here, but after that, we're going to have the interviews with both the winners, Epsilon eSports, and the runners-up here, Broder. Stay tuned.